The market has shifted. We are seeing this all over the headlines, but what does that actually mean for our local market here in Sarasota when we look at those national trends? Well, first off, consumer affordability has gone down, and that's really due to high inflation and higher interest rates. There's less people that are able to get a mortgage. When we look at Sarasota County in particular, the average salary for a household is $62,000. Whereas the median home price is $450,000. So when 50% of your income is going towards a mortgage, that's a bit of an income affordability issue when we look to a loan to value ratio. So people are less likely to get a loan, to qualify for a home, and to be competitive in the marketplace. So that's a big challenge for those that are getting financing. But what about for the cash buyers? Because we have over 50% of our transactions in Sarasota County are cash purchasers. Well, if they're borrowing against their assets, which many of our cash purchasers are, number one, their assets have declined about, I think roughly the stock market is down 21% at this point. And their interest rates on that loan, that portfolio loan, have also gone up. That doesn't mean that people aren't transacting. This is absolutely not the case. We're seeing transactions every single day, but both those that are getting financing and those that are paying cash are heavily impacted. Now, if you're someone that has money in the bank that's ready to make a purchase, you may not see the big effects of these changes. So now let's talk about the stats. There are 4 stats that we really look at. We look at days on market, which tells us how long it takes for a property to go active to when it actually contracts. The second stat is the number of new listings. And then third stat is the number of properties that have gone under contract. The fourth and most important, I think, and most telling to what the current temperature of the market is the number of price reductions. Now, I'll preface this by saying that the data that we have is based on transactions that went under contract 30 to 60 days ago. So it's not the most telling of what is happening in the market today, because everything looked very different 60 days ago, even 30 days ago. So days on market has actually stayed the same when we compare it to last year. The number of new listings has gone up, whereas the number of new pending sales has gone down. Now, price reductions have gone up 3 times the amount they were in 2021, and about 50% higher than they were even last month. So we are seeing a price correction in our marketplace. And I think that's primarily due to ambitious sellers that were asking for really high prices, trying to get the tail end of the market, and it was a tipping point already. So they've had to make adjustments. So if you're a buyer or a seller in this marketplace, I think the first thing to know is it's not a frenzied market anymore. And if you're a buyer, that's a really great thing, right? You no longer have to compete against many other buyers, and we're not seeing as many multiple offer situations. If you're a seller, I think that tells you that you can't get fixed on a price. Adjustments will need to be made, especially in a shifting market. Whatever your position is, we'd love to have a conversation so we can understand what your situation is and give you the best advice. I think the best advice, though, I can give you if you're a seller is now more than ever, it is very important to partner with an agency group that knows how to market and place your property really, really well. It's not as easy to sell a property anymore. A couple months ago, you could throw a property on the MLS and get multiple offers. And so it's different now. So proper positioning, proper pricing, and placement of your property is the most important thing. If you ever have any questions and want to have a discussion about what's happening in the market, we'd love to have that discussion with you. Reach out to us anytime. And thank you so much for tuning into this video.